What are you drinking? I already know what you're drinking, so it doesn't even matter. Tequila.
You better watch. My clothes are going to come off.
And that's the end of this episode.
No, everybody's
That's the
going
end
to
of
stay
our
to the end of the episode.
We're your hosts, Reg and Kala, photographers, educators, and parents who believe you don't have to follow the rules to create a thriving business and a life that you love. Here's the truth. You have the freedom to create a business that fuels your life, not one that drains it. To break away from the traditional grind, step fully into your purpose, and build something that gives you freedom in your work, your home, and your family.
Whether you're just stepping into your calling, scaling your business, or juggling parenthood, we get it. Maybe you're just trying to figure out how to make your dream work. Either way, you're in the right place. We're here to give you the real, unfiltered conversations about building a creative business, balancing life and work, and the hard-learned lessons we wish we knew sooner. We're not just here to talk, we're here to equip, encourage, challenge, and guide the next generation of creative entrepreneurs who are ready for the freedom to create something meaningful.
If you'll head over to Reg's OnlyFans account. No, I'm just kidding. Oh
you got to pay these bills one way or another.
Well,
they'll pay me to take it off or to put it on. I'm not
thank
sure
God
which.
photography worked out and we didn't have to do any of that, so that's great. Anyways, moving on.
What are we talking about today before we get canceled on episode 3?
We're going to talk about creativity and bringing joy back into your photography through creativity.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because the creativity can definitely burn out at some point or another, depending on like your business and what you're doing and how things are rolling. And
yeah, because it's still a business and you still get caught up in the business things, and like sometimes it's hard, especially when you have a booked schedule and people are paying you to do all of these different things. You don't have a ton of room to go and do something that you want to create.
Also depends on what you're shooting, how much creative like freedom you have in shooting that too. Because like branding photographers, while they get to be very creative, sometimes like what they're doing is for a particular brand, and that brand needs the work to look a certain way for their aesthetic.
Yeah, same with weddings. People want their wedding pictures to look a certain way. So, and not everybody, like a lot of our clients are just like, I trust you. You have complete creative control, whatever.
I can't believe how people trust us.
It's amazing and crazy all at the same time because we love color, so
if
we
you
try
looked
to.
At me, would you just automatically trust me?
Probably not, but that no. I hope so. We're married. Yes, I would trust you, but everybody else, I don't know, especially after that part. So, anyways, but yes, we're going through that. We're going to talk about that today, and what happens if you kind of lose that spark in your creativity. If you feel like you're just kind of shooting and editing and delivering and not really feeling that joy that you did initially. So
I've definitely been there at certain points.
Yeah, I have too. I mean, I've went through seasons of, okay, I just got to like get these shoots done, and then I will circle back like in an off season to do something that I want to do, like a styled shoot, or like, just play around with flat lays, or do something with a bunch of color, or like go somewhere we haven't been before. But yeah.
I think it also is, there's a part of it that is client-based too. Because like who your client is will obviously give you freedom to do what you want. But if you enjoy being around the people that you're with, that can kind of alleviate some of the restrictions that maybe they have or like whatever you're doing has.
Yeah.
If you enjoy who you're hanging around with. Just like at any job, right? Like sometimes people stay at jobs too long just because they like who their coworkers are. They might hate the company they work for, but they like the people that's around them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us have been there at one point too.
Yeah, it's when I worked at Jimmy John's.
Ew, you passed out at that job too. You hated it so much you passed out on the second day. No, he has high blood pressure, so there was that. You did hit the counter though, right?
Yeah, I still have like this thing in my jaw that's awful.
Did they even take you like the ER?
No, I didn't need to go to the ER. What did you go to the ER for? I've blacked out before.
Okay. Well,
What do you need to go to the ER
normal.
for?
There's a physician watching like, oh my God. You need to stop. If you're blacking out on a regular basis, you need to create some medical history and go to the doctor.
You have the freedom to create a healthy lifestyle.
You have the freedom to create your grave. Anyways, so with what you have on your schedule, if you don't have the opportunity to just like stop what you're doing and schedule something just for you that you want to do, utilize what you have on your schedule and try to like infuse some of what you envision or like what something unique that you could bring to a day, because that's what I do with a lot of times, especially with weddings. Like, if I really want to do something different, I will like go out of my way to kind of research the couple a little bit, make sure I know what the color palette is, and like buy a couple of extra small things for like the flat lays to incorporate to kind of make it theirs.
Yeah.
I remember one wedding we had last March, his great grandmother, right, or his grandmother was from Sicily, and the ring that he proposed to the bride with was hers. So I remember like I hopped on Etsy and got a like a map print of Sicily and printed it off and brought it the day of. It was like a 4x6. It was something really small, but I wanted to do a ring shot on that because it just kind of like tied it all together and made it theirs. And I thought it would be really sweet, and they loved it. But just kind of like bringing small elements like that to kind of like tie into their story that like you wouldn't have done otherwise. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's one thing too. Like, maybe you're not getting to do everything that you want to do. Some of it is just like, especially like for wedding days, there's some shots you just have to do, right? You can't really be creative with family combinations.
Yeah.
But,
family formals are family formals.
Right, but also at the same time, like, we're not one of those documentary photographers that are not going to do those because they're not.
Yeah, everybody wants those.
Yeah,
Everybody
I think that's kind of an expected part of most wedding days.
But like with a bridal party, especially if like the couple's a little more edgy and they want like a more dramatic, voguish style like bridal party, editorial style bridal party photos, we can pull some chairs, we can kind of go to a different spot and get that vibe, especially if you're in like a hotel or there's furniture or something like that.
Yeah.
You can have fun with that. And I love doing those.
Well,
not everybody wants to,
what I
but
was saying
it's
is
fun.
maybe you don't get to have like creative freedom throughout the entire day, but maybe there's specific small parts throughout the day
that you can pre-plan.
Make sure that you're getting your creative like juices going and you're getting to be, open and just kind of let things flow. Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, at the same time, like, there are certain parts of the year where I am tired, right? Yeah. Like October for us. Being in North Carolina, like October is our prime time. A lot of the country it is, but like especially
October,
here.
November.
Yeah.
So like what can you do like if you're feeling super drained in a season like that to like help realign your creativity?
For me or just in general?
Yeah, for you.
I mean, like if I think about this last October, I shot like 25 or 26 days out of the 31, right? So like that's the hard part for me is like going and shooting and showing up, and like it's fun, but like, and at the beginning of the month you're good. It's like 15th, 16th when you really start feeling it, right? Or you're already like 3 weddings in and you have 3 or 4 more to go because it's October and it's just a hectic season. I like if I'm shooting like families, I am very like get all the what I need to get that goes on the mantle or goes on the wall or whatever.
The money shot.
Yeah, I get all those done at the beginning.
Yeah.
And also just like as an insider tip, if you're shooting families, shoot the kids earlier. That way, if they start like melting down or whatever because they're tired of being there.
Yeah, you got what you needed.
You already got it, right? They're fine. And then later on, I'm trying to get some more maybe creative stuff of like maybe I'm like foregrounding something or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but it might be just a little bit at the end. And then I really try when I feel the most tired and I feel like I'm the most drained, that's when I try to connect with the client the most.
During the session? Yeah,
because I'm also like being an extrovert, I get energy from being around people. So after I'm with them and like we've got warmed up and everything's kind of going and I'm really like in that role, like I don't feel as drained whenever everybody's having a good time, whenever everybody's laughing and it's fun and you're getting to like know each other, like, because a lot of our clients we've known for a while now. Yeah. Because they just continue to like move with us and that's amazing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean that's for me. Like I try to just be connected with the client. And too, just like playing around, like when you have fun with who you're working with and you can just play with the kids that you're shooting, maybe out of family portraits, or maybe it's just like the couple, like being able to be playful with them too, or they, guide them and being playful with each other during the session.
That is a lot of fun at the end. Like after you were talking about like getting all of the prom shots that mom probably hired to get, then you can do some of the fun stuff with the kids, like the more prompting posing, which I love to do, especially with little kids because they loosen up and it's easier to like manage little kids that way. So like, you know, playing tag or like running under the blanket or ring around the rosy or whatever we do. But making sure that these poses are also fitting the family and like their season and their dynamic, because you don't want to like if the kids hate getting on that dad's shoulders, you don't want to like try to force the kid on dad. You know what I mean? Like making sure that like it also aligns with your family. But having fun with it, especially if you know your clients, like the Maxwells are a great family that we have.
Yeah.
They have 4 kids. They're always so much fun. They always come dressed perfect to the knot. Like it's always just a good time. And their kids are super rowdy and super rambunctious, just like ours. And so they just bring a lot of energy and joy and all of that. And like their fall session this past year, like I did some fun stuff with like leaves and like some cool like portrait stuff. Like I had Maddie like put one over her eye, and I never done that before. And I thought it was like, it's one of my favorite shots that I took off of the fall season. But also like not getting too in your head because of Pinterest. Can we just talk about Pinterest for a second?
No, I'd prefer not to.
Or, I mean, even Instagram, like even like you see everybody through the season like doing whatever posing and whatever sessions and like saving those things. Like even me, I still save sessions. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Like I would love to use that as inspiration or whatever, but use it as inspiration. Don't just take it for what it is and copy it, because that doesn't help your creative process for one. And it kind of makes you feel ick, right? Like, or for me, it would make me feel super ick if I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to copy every single one of these. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I don't think that's, I think that you're not showing that you're a photographer. Like you're just showing that you can do what other photographers do.
Yeah, so make sure that you take it for what, what you're using it for, inspiration, and use it in your own way and have fun with it and be creative and make something that has not been made yet. That's the fun part about this. Is we get to do something that nobody else has done because it's unique, and we have the opportunity to do that. So.
I mean, if you think about like wedding clients, right? Sometimes when you first get there, like there's some either nerves or there's some stressors going on because like they're trying to get ready, or like maybe hair and makeup's behind, or maybe like all the groomsmen haven't got there yet, or whatever. Like they're just nerves. So at the beginning, maybe you're not going to be able to like get them into the playful mode of going and doing what like creative things that you need for them to be loose to be able to do that, because people can't be whimsical on their wedding day when they feel really stiff because their nerves are shot.
Yeah, that's a big ask for somebody that is feeling that way. Yeah.
For you to come in and just be like, okay, I know I just got here and I have no clue what's going on, and like you just got into a fight with your maid of honor, but I need you to like look like everything's fine and throw your hair while you hold your dress or whatever, right? Like that's not realistic. And two, like one thing is like we're mammals, and mammals learn through play. So like for photographers, you're going to learn through that. I mean, think of like puppies, right? Dogs and puppies play. They have to play to learn. Like cats, lions will like play and fight because they learn how to do that. But yet we think because we're human that we don't play. Taking photos of like clients, or maybe you're first starting and you're doing model calls, like that's a form of play, because you're learning, just like a lion cub is learning how to like use his claws and like how to bite or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
you're learning how to use your camera. You're learning how to interact with your clients. You're learning how to talk to little kids.
Yes.
And try to like.
How many photographers have we met that's like, I don't shoot families because I don't know what to do with kids?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
A lot.
That's a whole. It's such a missed opportunity in the market too. Like that's a large piece of the photography market is families.
Yeah.
But I mean that's our bread and butter, like families and minis.
I mean,
like
the thing about families is they're going to come back every year.
Yeah, that's a great thing about families.
Where you might make more on a wedding client, but you're not going to get that wedding client. If you're shooting the same wedding clients for multiple years, either they're just renewing their vows every year, or maybe they're getting married to different people every year.
I don't think that's the norm.
We did shoot Ashley and Johnny 2 years in a row, but that was because of COVID and then their actual wedding.
And that was on our anniversary. We have the same anniversary as them. Our anniversary is in October. We didn't know that prior to becoming wedding photographers. Yeah. So, yeah, that's fun for us. We've only celebrated our anniversary like one time. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the first year.
It's our first anniversary. Happy anniversary. We're never getting another one. No, that's funny. But, yeah. And then another thing is niches. Like if you really don't love working with families, then don't advertise or serve families. Work in something that really brings you joy. Because like for me, there was a phase where I really loved newborns and I really wanted to learn newborns. I'd never done studio newborns before, so I did a mentorship. Loved my mentor. I still talk to her to this day, but we got a studio. We did that for a couple years, and then not that I fell out of love with it, but it just I was pregnant with the twins at the time, and it just got hard. And my creativity with the newborns, like I feel like I had actually a lot of creativity with the newborns because I could, choose the backdrop colors and the outfits and the headbands and the bonnets, and like that was super fun.
Parents of newborns are pretty just like, I haven't slept in 8 days.
Yeah,
just
whatever you want to put them in, put them in.
I'm just going to
sit over here. They probably don't even have anything on at that point.
Yeah.
No, but it's fun. Like I did a mermaid shoot for one babe. I did, there's just so many cute props and things like that. So like you can really get creative with that kind of stuff. Yeah. I had one family literally bring in peanut plants.
Yep.
Which I didn't know that was a thing, but now I know where they grow.
Where do you think peanuts come from?
I had no idea. I'd never had the thought in my life, where do peanuts come from? I just thought they were there. I guess I didn't know. But anyways, they brought peanut plants to the newborn session, and we put them like on the mat around the baby because they called the baby Peanut. So I don't know, it was cute, and like you can kind of make it their own, but that was an avenue of creativity that I remember very well. But yeah, finding your niche and then kind of going all in on, hey, what can I do to make this different, unique, super fun for my client, super fun for me, something I want to share, something that might bring in some more clients that I can do this with too.
So like someone that's just listening to this and they're like, okay, I'm not feeling super creative.
I'm not super creative. That's not my gene.
Yeah. I'm just doing the best I can with what I have. I'm a dental hygienist, right? All the teeth look the same. Well, they don't.
They actually do not. Yeah. I worked in a dental office, and they don't. Oh my gosh, they don't. They don't. Some of them aren't even there. So there's that.
I'm from West Virginia. Most of them ain't even there.
I'm just glad yours are all there because that would be a whole different thing. Anyways.
So what could someone do to like be able to like stay, or maybe not stay, but maybe like start or kickstart or fuel their creativity, something like that?
I mean, honestly, like for me, a lot of it comes from outside. Like I know that sounds really simple, but just like going outside. Yeah, like being outside.
Like touch grass.
Yeah, just go there and just touch the grass.
Go touch grass, Boomer.
Yeah, and then I'll be able to take photos you wouldn't believe after running my fingers through the blades of grass.
I didn't think you were going to say grass. Anyways,
but I think anyways a lot. I'm really sorry. I'm going to try to stop saying that word.
Anyways.
But I mean, I could sound really cool and be like, go to the art gallery and like, I mean, you could if you want to go like the art museum and like go look at the painting. I love looking at paintings. For me, like I love to see artwork, and then like in my head, whenever I try to take a picture or if I'm editing something, especially like a sunset or clouds or something like that, I'm like painting. Like that's my goal. Like I want it to look like a painting.
Yeah.
So like even going to the library and like getting some books and looking at some things, I've done that before. Art gallery would be cool if you have the time to do that. I mean, I think that would spark something.
Here's the thing that I think is funny. Creativity is sparked by creativity. Mm-hmm. So like the reason that I think it's just absolutely absurd that photographers don't like being around other photographers is you get better when you're around other photographers.
Yeah, we fuel each other.
Or you get better when you see other photographers' work.
You have an idea from their ideas.
Yes. So like an artist that I take a lot of creativity from is Bob Ross.
Well, I love me a Bob Ross.
Last year when we were doing our fall minis, the location we picked, I loved it because it looked like a Bob Ross painting. It had a pond and how the leaves were and like the reflection of the leaves in the water. It was something that Bob Ross would do. He's like, oh, just happy little trees. And I even said it to clients while we were there because it looked so much like that that I could put them in this Bob Ross painting. And
we literally watched it every night last fall. You literally turned on the Bob Ross channel. Is that why you did it?
Yes, because it helped.
I didn't know that.
And because it also
I just enjoyed watching it. And Elliot did too.
Okay, and his voice is like the most relaxing. It's better than therapy.
Oh yeah, you could sit there for an hour and then be like, man, I'm so much better after watching Bob Ross from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, because at 7:45 you're in the bed.
Basically.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's the big part of it is find something that fuels your creativity. Whether it is doing something, like for me, being around other people, like I need that. I need the interaction. However I can get the interaction.
Yeah.
And maybe you're the opposite. Maybe being around people, like where you're a professional extrovert, after you go home, you're exhausted from being around people.
I don't want to see anybody ever again.
Maybe that's going to like drain you even more. So maybe not being around people, but maybe like whatever you want to do, like go wrap up in your weighted blanket and go into an editing cave for a couple hours helps kind of reset you. Whatever it is.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Or maybe it's like going to fish, or maybe it's like going to coffee with someone. Whatever it is, like sometimes you just need that reset. And I think a lot of times not resetting will cause photographers to produce mediocre work.
Yeah. And I do think too, like we all deserve a break, especially after a busy season like the fall.
Yes.
Take a break. You have permission to do that. And
what's the matter with taking a week and not shooting, or 2 weeks and not shooting?
Mm-hmm. Taking a break for like a week is such a good reset, especially like whenever we go on vacation during the summertime with your family every year. Like after I get back where I didn't do anything for that whole week, I'm so energized. I'm so ready to get back to work because I had that break and I didn't do anything. So it's just a really nice reset.
Well, also, like you can't think in a vacuum, and being outside of it, like it just, your brain being able to like have other inputs just helps like to bring things to you.
Yep.
That's in 10X is better than, 10X is easier than 2X.
Yep.
He talks about that quite a bit.
I love that book too. If you haven't read that book, go read that book because it's incredible.
Yep.
10X is easier than
2X.
2X. Is it Ben Hardy?
Ben Hardy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, our homework for y'all is to go find something that sparks your creativity this week and have fun with it. Implement it. Please share it with us because we'd love to see it, if it's a shoot or if it's just a picture of what you did to kind of spark your creativity. We'd love to see it. So please tag us and let us know what you decided.
And you can find us on Instagram at Reg and Kala Photography. If you're watching this video on YouTube, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. If you're listening to it on any other type of podcast like Spotify or iTunes or whatever, make sure to give us a 5-star review. It'll help bump this up in the algorithms. And do you know what's brown and sticky? It's a stick. Awesome. I love you folks. Thank y'all. Later.
I don't know. The sheer shock.